we are social distancing.
I know. Hey, everybody. How we doing? We're here with Coach Vogel in the Tinker driveway, and we're just, coming with you season 1, episode 1 of Coaches Talk, and just wanted to say hello and make sure we're staying in contact and visible. And Coach Belock couldn't make it today, so he has some family in town, but we got Coach Vogel here. We'll read some questions from here and then give you guys some updates at the end. I got my quarantine haircut going. Coach Vogel always has his quarantine haircut going, and we're practicing safe social distancing here, so we're doing okay. Hope you guys are all doing well, and thank you for taking a break from your show that you're binging right now and talk some football and get to know Coach Vogel a little bit. So I want to give the platform to Coach Vogel. He's our assistant head coach and our offensive coordinator this year, and he also is our recruiting coordinator. So he's got a lot of hats and titles, and so he's going to help us out in many different directions. So, Coach, why don't you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and your coaching history, so to speak.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach Tinker. First of all, I'm just thrilled to be a part of the Jaguar football family. That's first and foremost. I've got 30-plus years of coaching, 17 as a head coach. I've actually coached every level, 1A all the way to 6A. That's 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A, 6A. In the high school level, I've done small college. I've done D1, University of Tulsa, and University of Arkansas. So I've been truly blessed to be around a lot of great coaches. Dave Rader at Tulsa, Danny Ford, the youngest coach to ever win a national championship when he was at Clemson. I've been around Jolie Dunn, who's the master of the 3-5-3. He's the innovator of that defense, and he was my mentor. And Bobby Cope, who passed away several years ago from brain cancer, but he was Bill Snyder's right-hand man at K-State and helped Coach Snyder build that program from nothing to something. So I've had a great career in the sense of being blessed with many different types of coaches to mentor. And even Blair Hubbard up at Broomfield High School, I've been able to work with him. And again, he's a legend in the state of Colorado. So I've been an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, special teams coordinator. I've been an offensive analyst, defensive analyst on the college level. I've been a defensive coordinator, small college. And then, like I said, I've been a head coach. I started a program that's now Flatirons Academy from no helmets, no weight room, no nothing. Hired a guy in the state. Actually had the Under Armour people come to us. I actually got dinged. I did an article for the Denver Post, and I wasn't head to toe in Under Armour, and they actually emailed me. So that's one of my funny stories. So I did that. I was at the Academy of Charter Schools and had a successful run up there. Was a part of their first playoff teams, both as a head coach and defensive coordinator. They were playing 8-man. They jumped up to 2A. And that was the first time they had made playoff runs. And then obviously I was at Lutheran High School, and we had a really good run there with Blair Hubbard. And then I've been in Canadian Texas, and we had a great run there. So I've been all over. I was in Oklahoma, not such a good run. Again, it's a small world in two ways. And one is I knew of Coach Tinker when he was playing, fullback, everything, linebacker, stud wrestler at Memorial High School, which was our rival when I was a head coach at Edison High School. And yes, he was the winner on the grass. There you go. And so it's just how the circle as a player, me as a head coach. And then actually one of our players, Duke Holter, his dad was actually at Millard North High School when I was coaching at Millard North High School way back when. So again, it's just interesting how everything moves around and comes to be a fit. And that's why I truly believe this is where I'm supposed to be. Well,
we're lucky to have you, Coach. Wanted to ask, if you guys have questions, feel free to enter a live chat, and I'll do my best to answer some of those questions. One of the questions that came in was, tell us about one of your favorite players you have ever coached and a story about them.
Okay. The reason I picked this young man is because he was a walk-on, and I was able to work with Brandon Burlsworth from the University of Arkansas his first 2 years, and he was, big roly-poly kid from Harrison, Arkansas, and country boy, raw as just cracked egg, right? And but he had a dream when he came to Arkansas. He had a dream. He had opportunities to go other places, Hendrix, UCA, smaller divisions. And he just said, you know what? I bleed hog red. And to watch that young man transform his body, which I'm not kidding you, was shaped, like a bowling pin, and work on his diet and just his passion and perseverance. And then to watch him get drafted in the 3rd round by the Indianapolis Colts, was just unreal. And I'll never forget being in the weight room at the University of Arkansas and working with Brandon, just throwing, before CrossFit even hit the stage, he's just throwing med balls, launching it behind him, trying to throw them as far as he can, hitting the wall, and wearing the fat suits and trying to drop the weight. And unfortunately, Brandon was killed in a car accident. But he truly was the epitome of why we get into coaching, is to watch a young man like that with a dream and a passion, and wasn't given anything, and he never.
Thanks for sharing that, Coach. We have a couple easy questions coming in. Coach, what is your favorite movie and why?
All right. Well, I already told Coach Tinker a little bit. I'm old school. Anything John Wayne is good with me. Maybe even Clint Eastwood westerns. The spaghetti westerns. But I really like The Last Samurai, just from the there's so much honor and integrity and doing the right thing. And it just hits home with me. And the redemption part of it, with the part that Tom Cruise played, being an alcoholic, having some PTSD from being in the cavalry and some other things, and then becoming an honorable man. Learning under the samurai. So I really, that's something that sticks with me.
Awesome. Coach, what's your favorite food?
All right. So I'm part Asian, and, Coach and I talked a little bit about this. Sushi's right up there, but if somebody really wanted to bribe me, big bowl of sticky rice, some kimchi, and some bulgogi, which is
How do you
Korean.
pronounce that, Coach? Can you pronounce that again?
Bulgogi.
Bulgogi.
Is,
All right.
And if you could fix that up for me, wow, you've got, I'm like that orphan dog. I'll be at your front doorstep.
That sounds like something Jack Emery eats. Bulgogi. All right. Coach, what's your favorite coaching story?
I've got a lot. I mean, it's just, I've been blessed to be a part of this wonderful profession. I've been able to meet a lot of great people. But one of the things that hit home with me is being on the recruiting trail. There was a young man named Josh Brown from Foyle, Oklahoma. And again, the reason I bring this story up is because I knew it tied in with Coach Tinker, because he was the head coach at Inola. And Inola is about 20 miles from Foyle, Oklahoma. And the towns around them are all like Talala and Ulaga and Claremore and Adair. So at this time, Josh Brown was probably one of the most heavily recruited special teams players in the nation at that time. And so when you go to Foyle, Oklahoma, at that time, there was probably 200 plus change people that lived there. And they got this big 90-foot totem pole that they're very proud of. Don't ask me why they got a totem pole in that town. But anyway, so you've got, multiple coaches from big time programs, and it's getting dark, and we're all out there on this little 8-man field. That's what Foyle played at that time, the Foyle Panthers. And Josh Brown was their do-it-all. He was a great running back, obviously a great kicker, and all kinds of things. Well, the sun goes down, and they don't have lights at that time. And next thing you know, it's just everybody just cranks on their headlights and puts them on high beams, so that we could all watch Josh Brown. And so I just got a big, it kind of tickled me a little bit, because here we are, big time coaches, not me, but I was with big time D1 guys. And here in this little bitty town, and everybody's putting on their floodlights and high beams just so we could watch Josh. And then obviously you all know the rest of the story. Josh Brown got stolen by University of Nebraska, and then he had an incredible career in the NFL. So that's one of them.
There's a question that just came in. It says, Coach, what can we do? What's the best advice to give parents for their kids come July 1st? So maybe what are you thinking? What's the best preparation that they could be doing right now to get them ready?
For the players?
Yeah.
Once again, I think the biggest thing is, and Coach Chapman and Coach Tinker and the other coaches have really been pushing is eating right. Eating right and getting your sleep are two of the most important things. And even if you can't hit the weights, doing your body weights, workouts that Coach Chappie's putting on, and then conditioning. Because y'all got to remember, July 1, we got to hit the grass running. We're behind. And so this is the time that the guys, go ahead and do this and enjoy your time. But you need to be getting out. The weather's getting beautiful. And so they need to be eating correctly, sleeping properly, and at least doing conditioning, running.
Coach, got another one says, what would you say is the best quality that a young man can bring to a football team?
In my heart of hearts, it would be being unselfish, because a lot of things tie into being unselfish. It means you're high character, you're humble, and you're going to do what's best for the team. And so one of my favorite things that I learned from Bobby Cope was, we're not going to play our best 11. We're going to play the best 11 for the team. And I think that's a big part of what I believe. If you're unselfish, good things are going to come to you. I truly believe that. Because if the team does well, then the spotlight's put on the team, and then the spotlight now is going to be honed in on the players that made us really good.
All right, well, that looks like the end of a lot of the questions. If you guys want to shoot one in real quick, let me know. Wanted to give you guys some quick updates about what's going on. I've submitted the camp dates. We're looking to have those. As soon as I get the stamp of approval on those, I'll send those out. Tentatively, we're going to be looking at July 6th, so be looking at that just because of, we probably want July 1st coming, with the might jet off to Europe or something. I don't know, but we'll try to figure that out. But tentatively right now, aim for July 6th, okay? When we have a camp, from my discretionary perspective right now, I'm going to limit the amount of kids that are going to be in a camp. So we're going to do something a little different this year. We're going to have like OTAs and segments for just position-specific groups. So such as like our run game and our passing game and our box and that kind of stuff. We're just going to keep it really simple. All right. I don't know if we're going to go full contact because of the situation. We haven't been preparing. And then we bumped that to July. And so we might just go shells and thud during that time as well. We're going to keep it in small groups. And so we're going to split varsity and JV at the same time. Just so it allows us to limit contact. We'll see what a month away from now, a month and a half, that's a long way away, specifically with this situation. So we're going to play that by ear. We're not going to have any contact with any other schools, 7-on-7 or anything like that. Going through the hand, foot, and mouth this last season, I'm going to be extra precautious. All right. We're going to have Summer Pride. For varsity and JV starting July 6th at 9 a.m. That's back in the weight room and conditioning. So some of these are going to be a little bit like 2-a-days with a little bit of a camp in the afternoon. These segments are only going to be 3 days, so it's not going to be too crazy. But we are going to primarily get our lifting condition 9 o'clock to about 10:30 starting July 6th. Look at that to be about 4 days a week. I think we'll probably just stick to the schedule that we have already on July. Freshmen will go from about 7 to 9 o'clock in the morning. Okay. We're going to try to do a virtual Murph challenge. So for you freshmen and freshman parents who are new to our program, we do honor every year on Memorial Day. We honor all of the veterans and those who've given their life by doing the Murph Challenge, which is a workout for Mike Murphy. And it consists of 1 mile run, 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 squats, and a mile run with the weighted vest. And we will also, I could hear like some of the linemen right now. I'm like, what are we doing? We will tailor it so it won't be so crazy. So don't think that they're going to be, we don't want our big boys doing the Trail of Tears here. So we'll bite that back a little bit for them. Okay. And then Tuesday, May 19th, I'm going to meet with the freshmen and the freshman parents on Google Classroom. Okay. Which is going to allow us to just a meet and greet. So I just want to see some of your guys' faces. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, feel free to jump on there. And then following that at 7:30, we're going to have an official team meeting. It has to be on Google Classroom because I'm going to be sharing a screen presentation, whereas YouTube, I'm not really allowed to share the screen on a live stream. So with that being said, that's kind of all I got. We'll have a communication sent out with all these dates and times to kind of give you some tentative lineup here. But if you guys have any questions for me, let me know. Email me at btinker@dcsd.k12.org or reach out to our booster club. All right. Thank you. Good seeing you guys. And Coach Vogel, you got anything?
Go Jags!
Go Jags!
Thanks, Coach.
That was awesome.